Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here to watch my video. Our today's topic is types of set. Textbook page number is 8 and 9. Please refer your book while watching the video will help you to understand the concepts clearly. Okay, let us consider a gems ad, which is we can see the small amount of gems is coming out from the ground, and the lady who watching it starts to eat the gems candies. Thirdly, she hides the gems candies from the person standing nearby. Finally, you can see that the lady is thrown out to the sky by the gems candies, which is coming from the ground. Okay. When we consider to count these gems candies, we cannot able to count because we don't know how many number of gems candies will be there. So that is we can represent that in maths as infinite sets. But in a factory of gems, which is production of gems from a factory, we can count the number of gems produced per day or per week we can count. So gems from a factory can be counted because when the machine is allotted a number of candies to product per day. So by that we can count the gems from the factory, etc. But here we cannot count because the ad may contain some graphical effects other than the original gems candies. So here we cannot count the gems candies in this ads. So this is an infinite set. The set which is uncountable is called an infinite set. Okay. In this picture we can see that there is some little amount of gems candies. So we can say that this can be countable, like it may be a 50 to 60 gems candies only. We can count and say like this is the gem candies which has 60 in numbers. So this is a finite set, that is the set of gems candies which is countable, called as finite set. We can say like that. Okay students. Now I have here separated 3 students by giving them 3 packets of gems candies. Okay. I asked to find them red colored gems candies from the 3 packets. The first person finds 1 red colored gems candy from the set of 3 gems packets, and the second person find that there are 3 red candies from the set of 3 gems packet. Okay. And the third person does not find any of the gems candies, any of the red colored gems candies from his given gems candy packets. Okay. Now the person who find this gems candies, red colored gems candies from the set of 3 gems packets, is called as, there is a 1 element from the set of gems packets. He can say that. He can say like this. This set is called as singleton set. And the person who does not find any of the colored gems candies from the set of 3 gems packets is noted as the null set. This is the singleton set, and this is the null set, which is, we are meaning to explain that the set having 1 element is called as singleton set, and the set having no elements is called as the null set. Okay. The person 2 who has 3 gems packet and with 3 red colored gems is called as there are 3 elements in a set of 3 gems packets. You can say like that. Okay, by this we have learned that what is infinite set and what is finite set. Also we have learned the sets which are singleton set and which is called as null set. Which sets are called as null set. We have learned the 4 more types of sets here, and also we are having other 5 types of sets which are equivalent set, equal set, subset, proper subset and power set. But in this video we are going to learn about the details of these 4 sets which are empty set, null, singleton set, finite set, infinite set. Okay, first of all we have to check what is a sites actually. We know in our daily life we say that my house or my school is in the eastern side of this area. Likewise we are saying that sides. Okay, my friend is nearby my side. We can saying like that. We are saying the sides in that way. But what will be the sides in mathematics? So the sides is called as which is having these properties are called as a sides. That is, the side must have vertices, edges and faces. So first of all we have to know what is a vertices. A vertices is a point that makes a square or any of the shapes, and the edges is the line that joins the vertices. Vertices is a line that joins the vertices. These are the vertices and this is the edges, and that is called as a line which joins the vertices. Now what is a face? This is called as a face. In our mathematical shapes also we are knowing that in a square we have vertices, we have edges and also we have faces. Okay students, can you understand the concept of vertices, edges and faces? Okay, now surely we have to know the 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional also, because when we are considering a shape of a box or anything we have to check or we have to know what is it, and is that 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. With to make a clear view on the concepts of 2-dimension and 3-dimension, we have to consider the example. When we take an cardboard sheet, we can see the sheet has only 2 dimension, which is length and breadth only. It has no more other dimensions, that is it has only length and breadth. In this over sheet we are having only length and breadth, and this sheet we are having only breadth and length. Likewise it will change, but it has only 2 dimension. When we consider a wooden box, we can see that the box having 1 dimension which is height, and the next dimension is breadth, and the next dimension is length. Therefore we are having 1, 2, 3. So the cube box or a 3-dimensional objects, we can say that has a 3-dimensional objects. We can also see, we have already seen that is in our previous classes, when we are in the position to calculate the area of the square, we are just calculating the length and the breadth of the square, which is a into b. Likewise we are finding the area of the square shape, and also to find the area of the cuboid we are just taking the values of length breadth plus breadth height plus height length. This gives the area of the sides, and when we multiplied, that is doubling it with 2, we got the area of the surface area of the cuboid. it is a easy method, that is when we multiply the length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length, and then making the double of it, we got a answer as surface area of a cuboid. In this example, you can see the cuboid which is having 6 sides, that is top, bottom, sides and front and back. These are the 6 faces of the cuboid, and these are having many vertices here, and there are having many edges here. Okay, when we calculate that by the 3 dimension, that is height, breadth and the length of the cuboid, when we calculate these, you are getting what the answer as the surface area of the cuboid. Okay students, this is the easy way to understand the concepts of dimensions, that is 2 dimensions and 3 dimension. We are having still multi-dimensional objects also. When you in the need to find those multi-dimensional objects, you can check in your Google. Okay students. Okay, now we are going to the next concepts. Let us check, is the circle is having any sides? No. Why? Because the circle is an object formed by a fixed point and ending at the same point. So it has no sides and it is made up of arcs, creating a continuous line that meets at 2 ends. All parts of a circle are equal. We know the circumference of the circle is this, and the diameter of the circle is this, and the radius of the circle is this. When we equally share this radius of a circle, we get what? That is a sector, and the sectors, this arc is called as the sectors formation. So the circle is a shape which does not have any sides, as it's made up of arcs and creating continuous lines, meets at 2 points. All parts of a circle are equal. So we have to make the clear view, that is circle has no sides. Okay students, please be sure on this concept. Now we are going to consider an example, that is x square plus 1 equal to 0. We have given here to solve the equation as equal, that is 0 equal to 0. We have to solve this equation as like this, that is LHS, left hand side must be equal to the right hand side. To solve that, we have to substitute the values for x as from minus infinity to plus infinity, so that we are substituting some of the values, not like minus infinity, we just taking the values as -1, that is minus 1 square, we are having 1 square minus 1 square plus 1 equal to 0, and here also we are not having the equal answer, that is 2 equal to 0 is not our answer. So that we are considering another number for x. By considering plus 1 to that x, we are having 1 square plus 1 which is equal to 0, and that will solve as 1 plus 1 which is 2 equal to 0, and this is also is not our answer. Okay, now let me go for the value 0 itself. Substituting x is equal to 0, we have the equation as 0 plus 1 equal to 0, and here we are having 1 equal to 0. This is also a false answer. So likewise, when we substitute any of the x values, we cannot solve the equation as LHS equals to RHS. So this is this equation has no elements in the set of real numbers. Okay, now considering the shape rectangle, and we know that it makes the right angle at its ends. Okay, and each right angle has the degree value 90. But when we consider a parallelogram, it won't have a right angle degree, that is it won't have a 90 degree. All rectangles with one angle greater than 90 degree, there is no such rectangle, and hence that describes an empty set. We cannot consider the rectangle which must have more than 90 degree, because the rectangle itself is a shape that is having the adjacent angle with 90 degree only. It won't be more than 90 degree. When it forms more than 90 degree, then it will be a parallelogram. So we are concluding that no rectangles will have greater than 90 degree. So in that case, the set is called as a empty set. And in this case also, this equation has no more values to solve the LHS and or RHS question. So here also the set is empty, and this is also called as null set. Okay students, next here I have given you the definition of empty set, which is also called as null set or void set. The set that consisting of no elements are called as a empty set, and that is denoted by this symbols has not and a curly braces. Okay students, okay. And the set that having the element 0 will not be a null set. Why it is not a null set? Because the set is having the element 0, so this won't be a null set. It is the set with element 0 because it holds the element 0. Okay students, now when we are having like this is also a this is also called as not a null set. Okay students, make this note. It helps you to understand the clear concept of empty set or null set. Here I have given you some examples, that is x such that x is an odd integer and divisible by 2. We have no more numbers or any integers that is divisible by 2 with odd integer, that is the odd integer. When we take any of the odd integer like 3, 7 or 5, any of the odd integer like 21, any of the odd integer will not exactly divided by 2. It has only some of the decimal values, but it won't divide exactly. That type of set is called as a null set. And the set of integers between 1 and 2 without any decimals or without any fractions or without any rationals has no numbers. So in that case also we just having the null set. Okay. The singleton set. The set which has only one element is called as a singleton set. For example, the set A here is having x which is greater than 3 and less than 5 with natural numbers. We have to note that the x is a natural number. It is not a decimal number. It won't be a rational number. It must not be any other than natural numbers. It must be a natural numbers which is 1 to infinitive. Okay. It should not hold any of the negative values. Okay students. Now considering x with greater than 3 and less than 5, and also with the condition natural numbers, we can have only 4 here. That is x must be 4, and this set A is called as a singleton set. Okay. In our next example, we have to find a set, that is example B is a set of all even prime numbers. When we calculate the prime numbers from 1 to infinity, we are just having only one prime number, which is 2 itself. So in this case also we are having only one element in a set, and that set is called as a singleton set. Okay students, I think this examples will make you clear on the concept of singleton set. Next we are going to the definition of finite set. The set which is finite of elements, finite number of elements, is called a finite set. Example, the set of family numbers, that is your family numbers can be counted, so it is a finite set. And the set of indoor or outdoor games you play is a finite set, because we can divide and we can categorize the games you play like indoor games and outdoor games, so this is also a finite one. And next, the set of curricular subjects you learn in the school. What is a curricular subjects in your school? Like you can go for the class for dancing, drawing and other playing things, like those are called as a curricular subjects, so that also a countable things, and that is called as a finite sets. So, and lastly we are having a set A which has the factors of 36. We can find the factors of 36, which is 5, 6 is a factors of 36, and 6 into 6 is a factors of 36, and also we are having 4 into 9 is a factors of 36. Likewise we are counting the factors of 36, so that is a finite one, and that is called as a finite set A. Okay, is that empty set is a finite set? Yes, this empty set which has no elements and with this symbol is a finite set. We have to note this point. Okay students, we are going for the next definition, that is infinite set. A set which is not finite is called as an infinite set. That is, when you are considering a set and you can note that it is not finite, you can clearly check, but it cannot be countable, so that it is not a finite, and that set is called as a infinite set. The set which is not finite is called as a infinite set. For example, the set that has the multiples of 5, which is a non-ending set. That is, we can write the multiples of 5 till to the crore, till to the million, but we are having the multiples of 5 till to the infinitive, so that is infinite set. Okay students, in our next example, the set of all points on a line. In the previous videos itself, I have told you that the examples of infinite set is a line which has many points and that cannot be countable. When we are tried to count these points, we cannot exactly count those points in a line, so that is an infinite set. In a line we can cross any of the points with any of the lines, which is also a infinite set. Okay students, and the set of natural numbers is finite set or not. In our natural numbers we are having 0, 1, 2 etc. till infinity we are having, and this also a infinite set. Okay, to discuss about the types of set, we need to know the cardinality of the set. What is the cardinality number of a set? That is, when we are counting the elements of set is called as a cardinality of a set. It is very useful to know how many elements it has, and the number of elements in a set is called as a cardinal number of the set. The cardinal number of a set A is denoted by n of A, that is number of elements in a set A, number of elements in a set B, etc. Okay students, in this example we have given that the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 and 11. In this set we are having how many number of elements in this set? There are 4 plus 4. There are 8 elements in this set. We can see 8 elements are present in this set, and the cardinality n of A is 8. Okay students? And here you are given a thinking corner, that is the set A has these type of elements. We have the confusion that inside the set bracket there is another set bracket here, and here we are get confused to count this or not, count this as 1 or count this as 2. We are confusing that, we have the confusion here. So make clear that the set is counted once, that is this B is repeated, it should be counted once. And also this is a single set, and this is a single set with a single element only, not as a single element. This is a set with 2 elements, but as a whole we have to consider this as 1 element. Okay students, that is in this set A we are having 1 2 3 4 5. We have 5 elements only. In this set we are having the cardinal number n of A is 5. Okay, take your book page number 14 and 15 to get the answers of your exercise problems. Find the cardinality of the sets. Okay, in the first question it is very simple. We can just count the elements in that set, which has 6 elements. So n of m is a set with a cardinal number 6. That is the answer. And in your fourth question, you are asked for the question that the set of leap year between 1882 and 1906. How to calculate leap year? How we must calculate the leap year actually? That is the year. That is when we consider this 1882 as 1 year, and we have to check is that leap year or not. To check that, we have to divide that year by 4, which is having this 5 as an approximation, which is not exactly divided by 4. But when we consider 1883 divided by 4, we are here also having the approximation as 75. Also when we try to check the other year, that is 1884, we are having the exact division, which is 471. So here we are having the leap year number, that is 1884 is a leap year. Okay, let me check the other years also. When we consider 1885, which is exactly divided by 4, no, it is not exactly divided by 4, which has the approximation value 25. So 1885 is not a leap year. Next 1886 divided by 4, which is also not having a approximate value, and that is also a normal year, which is not a leap year. Next 1887 divided by 4, we are having an approximation, this is also a normal year. 1888 is divided by 4, having 472, which is the exact number. Likewise, we have to check till 1906. From 1982 to 1906, we have to check the leap year calculations. So finally we are checking like 1906, which is divided by 4, is not giving the exact value, it has the approximation as 0.5. Okay students, now we are having these years. These are the 6 years which are leap years between 1882 to 1906. Okay students. So this is the set with the cardinality. How much? N of S is this, and which is 6. So this is the cardinality of the set S. Okay. Third question is, Q is a set where y such that y is equal to 4 by 3n and n is a natural numbers. N must not be a decimal or integer or fractals or any other else. It must be a natural numbers from 1 to infinite. Okay. N is greater than 2 and n is less than or equal to 5. So by taking the natural numbers from 1 to 2, with this condition we have only these three numbers, which is greater than 2 and less than or equal to 5. Okay. Now considering the equation y is equal to 4 by 3n, which is the given equation here. So now we are substituting the values of n, which is 3, 4, 5 in the equation 4 by 3n. In the n place we have to substitute these values. By that we are having 4 by 3 into 3 and 4 by 3 into 4 and 4 by 3 into 5, and which solve as y is a set of 4 by 9, 1 by 3, that is 4 by 12 is cancelled as 1 by 3 and 4 by 15. Therefore we are having the set Q. Here it is Q has the set of all values 4 by 9, 1 by 3, 4 by 15, which has the cardinality n of Q is equal to 3. So this is the solution of the question. Okay. In your exercise, your second question is find finite set and infinite set. You are given this type of questions, and here we have to find the set which are infinite and finite. Okay. Here the statement is given as the set of all straight lines passing through a point. For a point we can draw a line segment which passes through that point as many as we can possible. Here with this thickness of the tip I am drawing this amount of lines, but when the thickness of the tip is melis or very thin, we are drawing many more than this. So this is indefinite, that is infinite. So the set of all straight lines passing through a point is a infinite set. Okay. Secondly, we have given the equation as b equal to x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, and that x must contain only the natural numbers, which is 1 to infinite. So by that we are taking the factors of this equation, quadratic equation, which is we are taking first we have to multiply this first, which gives the value as 6x square. Okay students. Okay. Now we have to get minus 5 by this 6. How we can get? 2 into 3 is 5. We know that 2 into 3 is 6, and when we add these two we get the value as 5, but here we have to get minus 5. So minus 2 into minus 3 we get plus 6, and minus 2 plus minus 3 we get 5, minus 5. So we are taking this as a factor, which is minus 2x and minus 3x. Okay. In this equation we are given that x square. So x square is divided by 2x is divided by x square, and 3x also divided by x square. So x cancelled. So we are having x minus 2 and x minus 3 as factors. X minus 2 and x minus 3 are the factors for this equation, which holds the value of x as 2, 3, which is also a natural numbers. Okay students, so this set is called as a finite set because it has only 2 and which is countable. Okay. In your exercise, you are given the fourth questions, and also we are going to learn the fifth question. In fourth question, you are asked to find the null set and singleton set. The question is given as A is equal to X such that X belongs to capital N and that X must be greater than 1 and must be less than 1, which can be X must belongs to N and such that it can hold the value from 1 to infinity. Okay, where this condition is holding, so X has nothing here because in between we are having the decimal values only and we are given the condition as to take the natural numbers, so decimal values cannot be hold. Therefore X is no values, so this set is called as a null set. So this is your answer. Secondly, you are given the question as C equal to a set with 0 element. Here you are having the element 0 which has the only one element which is 0 and that set is called a singleton set. The set that having only one element is called as what? A singleton set. Okay. In next question, we have to denote the terms here. That is, we have given the set as S, which holds the elements as square, rectangle, circle, rhombus, triangle, etc. Okay. And we are given that the options like to choose the shape which has no sides. In the second question, we are asked to choose the no sides shape. We know that circle is the only one element with no sides, and here also in the given shapes we are having only the circle which has no sides and other shapes are having the sides. So the second question's answer is S equal to set of circle. Okay. The third question is to note the shape which has the sum of all interior angles 180 degree. We can check the interior angles. The square has the interior angles as 90 degree plus 90 degree plus 90 degree plus 90 degree, which has 180 plus 180 which is 360 degree. So this is the sum of interior angles with 180 degree. So square is not the shape with this sum, and rectangle is also not the sum of 180 degree. Circle is also a 360 degree which is not equal to 180 degree, and rhombus is also not holding the value 180 degree. Only the triangle with the sides with the angles 60 degree makes the total sum as 180 degree in the interior angles. So the set S is equal to the triangle here. And your fourth question is to denote the shape with 5 sides. The shapes with 5 sides we have to denote. You can check the square which has only 4 sides, and the rectangle also having only 4 sides. Circle having no sides, and the rhombus also having 4 sides, and triangle is having 3 sides. So we are having no such shapes with 5 sides. So the answer is a null set. S is equal to a null set. This is your answer. Okay students, thank you for watching my class and keep watching, and our next class will be on the topics of equal sets, equivalent sets and subsets. Keep on watching. Thank you much.